Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? Hope everything is good and great and wonderful and fantastic. Everything here, it's cold and rainy, but other than that, it's wonderful. And tomorrow is Halloween, All Hallows Eve, whatever you want to call it. And when I was younger, it was my favorite. I loved Halloween, just because of the costumes and the creativity. I've never really been a sweets person, so the candy was like, to me. But it was just the idea of getting dressed up and going around. And I can remember being young, and I've been thinking about this a little bit because of all the cartoon talk we had earlier in the week. Remember being young, and my parents not being, we were poor. The only way I could really put it, not like destitute poor, but didn't have extra. And I can remember making costumes multiple years out of boxes. I made a robot costume one year and had, in a box with another box for a head and stuff like that. I remember one year I made a Ghostbusters pack out of like a cereal box and a pie pan. And, I did what I had to do to make my costume. All my friends, of course, had purchased costumes. I don't know about all of them, but at least the friends that I had personally, they had their parents bought them costumes or made them costumes or whatever. But my children, 16 and 11, and of course the 16-year-old's trick-or-treating's not a thing, right, for that. And the 11-year-old still wants to go, and I think that's fine. It is fine. It's completely fine. I don't know. I feel like I was probably around 12 or 13 when I decided that I was done with the whole trick-or-treating part of it, but we have some costume work to do. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I showed this last year. I have to fix this little steampunk walking staff I made for the costume. It's a, steampunk themed costume, so we need to have some steampunk-like stuff on here. So I've got to fix this thing. I don't know how I'm going to fix it yet. I haven't quite settled on that solution, but I'll figure something out. And we've got some other bits and bobs to make, but the point is, I guess there really isn't a point, other than I just wanted to, this was such a weird, magical time of the year for me, because I got to pretend to be somebody else. And I think that a whole lot of my life, I spent pretending to be somebody else. A whole lot of my life, I used to be a habitual liar. Let's just say it. I used to lie a lot. I used to lie a lot about all kinds of things. And I did it because I thought that it would gain me favor, or it would make me seem less desperate or less weird. And so I would just, I'm talking like stupid stuff, right? I lied a lot. And it wasn't until I became a man, I went through the Marine Corps, and I got out of the Marine Corps, and I started to have actual friends who valued me for who I was as a person. I was in my 20s when I stopped completely. It was like, why am I lying about stupid stuff? That's something that children do. And I've always wondered, is that common? I don't know if it is, but I do know that I told myself, I told enough of the lies that I believed a lot of it myself. And so I spent a large portion of my life, like my childhood into my early 20s, pretending to be somebody. And I was basically pretending to be the person that I wanted to be because I didn't know how to be that person. And here I am at 41. I'll be 42 in February. I'm still trying to figure out how to be that person. That person that I always thought I could be when I was a teenager. I'm still trying to get there. But this year I don't have a costume, This gray hair is my costume that shows that I've been through a whole bunch of stuff. But the whole concept of Halloween, I'm specifically talking about the commercialized version of Halloween, not the traditional pagan tradition, or Wiccan tradition, for that matter, whatever, Celtic tradition. I'm specifically talking about the commercialized version of Halloween, putting on this costume and pretending to be somebody. I got to be whoever I wanted to be that night, and it always felt really magical to me, really special. But it's been a long time since I've tried to be somebody I'm not, and I like this version of me better than any of those versions. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I do know that I have some work to do on some costuming. I'll try to take some pictures. If you're following me on Instagram, you'll see them. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing and being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I will see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is de facto. It's an adjective meaning existing in fact. Although we eschew titles, Sasha clearly is the de facto head of our Ars Patronage Club. De facto. D-E-F-A-C-T-O. The pronunciation guide in here says de facto. I've never heard anybody pronounce it with a long E.